Welcome back, everyone. Well, as part of our ongoing commitment to interview all the different candidates running for office in Tri-North counties, we've invited the current Finance Commissioner for the City of Saratoga Springs to come in, and that's my guest, Michele Madigan. Hi, Michele.
Hi, Jesse. Thank you for having me here today.
You're quite welcome. Great to see you. Usually see you on Broadway. This is unusual to see you here.
That's right, it is.
Or at the meetings. My God.
Lots of meetings.
A lot of meetings. You're the incumbent.
Yes.
Endorsed by the Democratic Party and the Women's Equality Party, right? Independent Party?
Independence Party, Women's Equality Party, and the Working Families Party, as well as my own party, the Democratic Party.
Gotcha. Congratulations. Those are nice endorsements.
Thank
you. This will be you're going for a third term?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a little bit about your background.
I'm a librarian by trade. I went more a corporate route, a special libraries is what it's called. I worked in Chicago for several years, 6 years, managing a finance department, library, and information center. While I was there, I managed about an $11 million budget. I also built a national library for the United States Small Business Administration, managed that budget and people as well. So I feel very comfortable with finances, managing money, managing people, managing departments.
This, again, would be the third term.
Yes.
What have you learned?
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about the city. I've learned a lot about city government. I've learned that people in the city of Saratoga Springs are passionate about their city and care very much about their city. Mm-hmm. I've learned that we can do more with less sometimes, but we've also implemented some great programs that have brought in a lot of revenue so that we can maintain strong essential services for the city, such as fire, EMS, police, yard debris pickup, improving our roads, infrastructures. I've learned a lot about how the city works.
Well, you're certainly in the trenches. I said recently, you know, in this particular form of government in Saratoga, everyone has an equal vote, all the commissioners and the mayors and whatever. Boy, what a hotbed finance can be in Saratoga Springs, right? Because of all of the issues related to development and infrastructure and all of that. Based on your experience for the years that you've served so far, what would you list as your priorities?
My main priority is always the budget and the finances and the taxes. I run on smart budgets and stable taxes. I presented 4 budgets. 2 of those budgets had a 0 increase in taxes. 1 of them had a slight decrease. And I'm able to do this because I manage our finances well. I've also been able to increase city services while keeping our taxes stable and ensure that our reserves are healthy and well funded so that we can continue to have stable taxes going forward. Whether contracts settle, whether we have legal liability issues out there, whether we potentially lose VLT funding, I am prepared for all of that. So the budget and the finances are my top priority for the city, and that's the job that the people have elected me to do.
Again, just to cycle back on that, in this particular form of government, it is up to the Finance Commissioner to submit the budget each year and get that budget approved and negotiate any of the details in that budget, right? One thing I did find a bit unusual is that IT also reports into this department, correct?
Yes, information.
And so that you oversee that. So tell us a bit about what your priorities are there, because I know you're interested in the broadband initiative.
That's big. Not only do I have to manage the finances for the city, but information technology reports into the city's finance department. And as you can imagine, IT touches everything, from the cameras that the police officers are wearing to the cameras in their cars, to the laptops in their cars, to all the desktops, to the city website, to the cameras that film our city meetings. So I'm very interested in what we can do for our technology for the city. I will be unveiling a whole new city website. It's going to be fantastic within the next couple of weeks. I wish it was ready to go sooner, but it's not, and we want to roll something out that actually works. And I think that the public and the businesses and our visitors are going to appreciate that. But one of the other priorities that I really want to start focusing on in my next term is broadband, fiber optics, internet for all. In order to do that, we need to bring together all our stakeholders. I almost call it being a gig city. We want to bring together the public library. We want to bring together the school district. We want to bring the hospital, Skidmore College, the city, and we really need to be talking about how we're going to lay the foundation for information for the next 100 years. I almost see this as like the Erie Canal. This is a utility that we need to build that will be the foundation for the next 100 years, much like water and sewer.
Well, you know what? I was just going to go there. I was just going to say, just like the way people really approach utilities.
Exactly.
100 years ago, we really are talking about that in this information age. Speaking of cameras, you gave me a good lead-in for something. As our viewers know, we tape all of the Saratoga City Council meetings. Very frequently, I get emails. People will call in here. Very, very varied responses to the way those meetings go. The most commonly heard thing is that they're contentious, they're unruly, that kind of comment. What's your opinion on that?
I don't completely disagree, but I don't completely agree either. If I look at what the City Council has achieved over these last 2 years, most all our votes are 4-1, 5-0 votes. There's a strong majority that works well together. However, I can't say that there isn't something to that, and I think it's because we're very passionate ourselves as council members, and we care about the issues as well. One of the things that I hope to see as we go forward in the future that might, curb that sort of behavior that people are seeing is better communication amongst all the departments. With that better communication, you don't run the risk of any commissioner or the mayor showing up to the table sort of unprepared or not really knowing what's going on. I tend to see that that behavior that you're talking about more when a commissioner is taken unaware or the proper communication lines of communication haven't been followed. So overall, I think this is a council that's done some amazing work over the last 2 years, with most votes being in the majority.
Yeah, I think the word passion is a real good word to circle for this. And I think what you're alluding to is the fact that when I watch the council meetings, sometimes the commissioners and or the mayor will feel like something is being forced to a vote without enough communication. So I think that's what you're talking about,
I think that's exactly
right?
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sometimes you just get this information at the last minute, and you really should be reviewing all your materials, all your contract materials, all your data, not while you're sitting at the table.
Yeah, gotcha. One last question. We are running a little bit out of time.
Sure.
Saratoga formed a PAC, a lot of business leaders in Saratoga. You and some of the other people that they've endorsed have really pretty much just said, thank you very much, but no thanks.
Yeah,
What's behind that?
Well, I have a fundamental belief that this sort of independent expenditure committee, they're not a PAC, they're a super PAC. There really is a vast difference between a PAC and a super PAC. It leads to confusion for voters. I have no control over the message that they're putting out there, whether it's about me or the city or anybody that they've endorsed. I feel very strongly as the elected official or as a candidate running for office that I need to control my message. If it doesn't say paid for by citizens from Madigan, anything that's been put out there on my behalf, whether it's pro or con, should be viewed with skepticism. I've also noticed a few sort of very negative mailer distributions.
Yeah, we saw those too.
And I think that's unfortunate. Some of these mailers that I look at, they almost are breeding fear amongst the people. We live in a safe city, and I want people to know that. As finance commissioner, I ensure that we have the appropriate allocations to make sure we are fully staffed with police, with fire, with EMS services. So I want the public to know that they live in a safe city.
Well, thank you, Michelle. You're really very involved with city and politics, and you obviously feel very passionate about it.
I do.
So best of luck in the upcoming election, and we'll see you on the other side.
And thank you very much.
You're
this
welcome.
is very enjoyable. Thank you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.